you're asking yourself, can foreigners play and win the US Powerball Lottery? Then you found the right video. I will give you a quick, fast answer and then explain how you can actually play the US Powerball no matter where you are on the planet. So even if you're outside the United States, you can play the US Powerball and win millions. So the quick answer is yes. Foreigners can officially win the US Powerball, and you can check this yourself if you want on the official US Mega Lottery US Powerball website. And here is the Powerball frequently asked questions page. And if we scroll down, here we have this question: can non-US citizens play? What if a non-US citizen wins? And here is the quick answer: yes, non-US citizens can legally play, and non-US citizens are eligible to win any prize offered in the game. The only issue which you should know is that there is a 30% tax. So you don't get all the money, but you have to pay 30% tax on that, apparently. Here the question is, where can you purchase tickets for the Powerball? So if you're not in the US, you need someone who buys a ticket for you. So if you know someone, if you have some family in the US and you trust them, or like if you have some good friends and you trust them, that like if the ticket wins several million, then of course you can ask them to buy you tickets regularly, or just once, depending on how often you want to play. Of course, if you play regularly, you have higher chances of winning over the long term. But otherwise, below this video you find a list with some options where you can play the US Powerball outside the US. But my main recommendation is the Lottery, because they buy real tickets for you, and the other ones are basically just online casinos where you can bet on the numbers, and then you have to hope they have enough money if you win. So just go below. You can also click on show more for more information, or if you're on a mobile phone or tablet, below the video on the right there's an icon you can click on, and then you see the description, and then you can just click here on this link and you get to the Lottery, and here you can see all the international lotteries which are coming up soon, and you see how much you can win in the next drawing. So here you can see the US Mega Millions has much more in the jackpot than the US Powerball at the moment, but this can change anytime. So if you want to play the US Powerball, here you just click on play, for example, and of course it makes sense to sign up first. So all you need is an email address and type in a password, and then choose your country. If you're in Kenya, or if you're in India, or in South Africa, doesn't matter. They have all those countries. If I can find them here, India. I get a lot of questions. Can I play from India? Can I play from Bangladesh? Can I play from South Africa? Can I play from whatever? Usually the answer is yes. There are a few countries where you're not allowed to use the Lottery, and the US is one of them. So if you're in the US, well, you should just buy a ticket yourself. And then here it's super easy. You don't really have to know in advance how it works, because the Lottery helps you to choose, how many lines do you want to play. The minimum here is 3, so you cannot just buy one ticket. And then here it tells you have to choose 5. Here you have to choose 1, but you can also just click on quick pick. That's what I'm doing right now. You can also play syndicates and bundles. I will not explain this now, but maybe it's interesting for you. And then you can basically decide if you want to play one-time entry or multi-draw or a subscription. And of course, if you want to have the chance to win the US Powerball in the long term, and the more often you play, the higher the chance that you win eventually, right? Then it makes sense to play a subscription or multi-draw. I think a subscription is a good choice, actually. And of course, then you also get a discount from the Lottery. And what happens once you done this? Well, in my account, you can click on that and you see which lotteries you participate in, and you see the actual paper ticket. So they actually buy a real ticket from the Powerball and they scan it in. So you have the ticket with you, and or you have the proof that you haven't bought a ticket, and you can check the numbers if they're right. And here they even provide the winning numbers. And as you can see, like here it says $6. So yes, it's much cheaper if you actually buy the paper ticket in the US. And here I paid over 14 euros, which is, well, more than double the price of the normal ticket. But that was because here in this case I just played for one ticket. And of course the service of the lotter costs something. They need to employ someone to buy the ticket and scan in the paper. So that's why, of course, it's more expensive if you play from other countries and have some reliable service to buy the tickets for you and scan them in and so on. But that's why it's cheaper if you buy subscription or multi-draw, because then the price per ticket goes down, of course. I also get a lot of questions in the comments, like how do I know that they will actually pay, or how do I know they will give me my ticket? Well, if you click here on winners and stories, you have a list of all kind of winners, and here apparently there is one winner. You have she won 30 million with the lotto, and yeah, so she actually got the prize, and the lotto gave her the ticket. And usually they organize the trip. If you're from outside the US, they will help you with the trip planning and the visa and so on. Here, Iraq National wins Oregon Lottery. It's like, guess what? Like, she used the lotto, right? So here is a guy from Australia who won the US Powerball. Here is a guy from Russia who won some Australian lottery, and so on. So there are many people that actually used the lottery to win, and they actually got their winnings because it's not the lottery that has to pay, because they buy actual tickets. And I will talk about this in a second, why you should use the lottery and not other services. If we check on Trustpilot, we have almost 1,200 reviews for the lottery, and many of them are quite positive. Well, there are always a few bad ones, but overall they have 4.5 stars. So I would argue like it cannot be such a bad thing. On the other hand, we have providers like Lottoland, and here there's a case where they did not pay a winning of over 200 million to a guy from Sri Lanka, because somewhere in their small print there is a clause that apparently people from Sri Lanka are not allowed to play. I could not find this passage, and this guy also sued the Lottoland. But basically, like other providers, they are basically online gambling sites, and there you are not playing the lottery, you're actually gambling on the lottery numbers. So if you win the lottery numbers, or if you choose the right lottery numbers, the online casino has to pay. And guess what? Do you think the online casino has enough money to pay out 340 million or 140 million or whatever? Probably not. So they try every trick in the book to not pay. I also couldn't find a page where Lottoland shows their winners. So I like the lottery because they buy actual lotto tickets, and I know that then the US lottery takes in enough money to actually pay out the winnings, right? So I hope I could answer your question. Yes, you can play as a foreigner. Of course, the easiest way is if you're in the US and you just go to a place where you can buy the lottery tickets. But if you're outside the US, if you're in India, South Africa, in the UK, wherever, in most countries, you are allowed to play the US Powerball via the lottery. And yeah, my recommendation is just check below in the description of this video. I would recommend the lottery because they actually buy real tickets, and it's not an online casino. It's basically a service where they just buy tickets for you, hold them for you. I hope this answer was useful to you, and I wish you good luck playing the US Powerball.